Hey VC, it's Alexander from Wax and Wine, and I'm back. Got another video. Quick one in June here. I'm gonna go really fast. It's vinyl finds. I know I am mired in this category. Can't break out. My creative juices have been stymied. My editing, a disaster. However, we're gonna keep this nice and tight. I'm going to introduce one little inversion to a standard vinyl finds. A game where you might win a prize. So if you can identify a lyric that I introduce Feather in and identify the song in the comments, and you're the first one to do it, you're getting a point. And by the end of the year, the person with the most points will have a dialogue with me. I'll have a few records I'm thinking of, kind of more personalized. We'll have a dialogue back and forth. Is this something you're into? Not really. Okay, I'm not gonna send you my Taiwanese copy of Johnny Horton. I will send you instead this. But yeah, I have a lot of records to spare. I thought it'd be fun. And yeah, let's not call it a contest video. We're just calling it Vinyl Finds, and there's a little game. But if you can identify the lyric, here's how it's gonna go. I will not say, darling, won't you go and cut your hair? I will instead say, charts are like a puzzle, hitmen wearing muzzles. And you'll go, I've heard that before. Oh, that's right, it's Pavement. Boom, Pavement, cut your hair. Got it, nailed it. Okay, so that's how it works. I will not say the song title in the lyric, and it will happen. It can happen as many as 3 times. I do not script these videos. This is just a vinyl finds. So it will be in whatever videos come from the rest of the year. You know me, my heart is in the right place. I want to put out more content. At most you're looking at is about 10 videos, including this one. Look out, 1 song to 3 songs, little tiny lyrics, okay? Can be from anything, from my little twisted mind. Stuff that's stuck between these ears from the first time I heard it to now. So let's proceed. Let's go on with the vinyl finds. This is the most recent addition to my record collection. I was talking to Bill Garrettson on the VC. I see him at Amoeba a lot. I told him I took the month off from records. Well, now the month isn't quite over and I started to cheat again. But this didn't come from a record store. This came from my little secret source. Boom, Harold Arlen Showcase. But behind this beautiful cover, this lovely origami, the world in her hand, you know, just such a pretty girl, right? Happy in an ugly world. She is hiding or obscuring the fact that it might be Kenny Drew performing here. So Kenny Drew, the great jazz pianist, is assisted by Mr. Wilbert Ware. So you have them tackling the beautiful songbook of Harold Arlen, of which, you know, Somewhere Over the Rainbow and other great standards. So lovely, paid $5, could not be happier. That is a awesome record for my taste, right? Subjective, I know. Okay, kudos to Big Star. He told Big Star 1000, a channel you should all be watching. Very cool guy out of Australia. I believe he's a Frenchman. Could be wrong, who knows? I'm frequently wrong, you know. He was talking about classical, how more people should be getting into it. Now I watch guys like Poetry and Plastic and others talk about classical, so I'm a little bit more into the category. I was watching Bob Bradley this morning, his Cheap Heat video, and no one ever talks about classical music. But if you think about it, it might be the cheapest heat out there. I know heat might be relative again, but it's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. You can find classical records that are freaking fantastic for $1. If you do happen to get bit by the bug and inspired and feel like you got to bring a classical record, just make sure it's clean. Make sure that that disc looks pristine, like you could eat off of it. So I found one of my most favorites at a thrift store this month, Arturo Benedetti Michelangeli doing Claude Debussy's Preludes. This is volume 1 of this, so there is a second copy that was not with this at the thrift store. I paid $5 because, of course, even the thrift stores are getting a little corrupt. And no, that doesn't count towards our lyrics because that is a bastardizing of the Brownsville Girl, but which still might be on the table for later down the line because it is such a phenomenal song. Be keen on Bob Dylan because that's an easy one to do and layer in a track or a lyric or two. This next one comes from my digital friend. This is John, the Digital Gramophone, had made a video and mentioned this record in particular. I bought it on Bandcamp later, like shortly after, and it never arrived. And I think my postmaster lost it in the town in Oregon. And, you know, it is what it is. I have so many damn records, I didn't even know I didn't have it. So when I found it at Record Safari, I bought it because I was like, oh shit, it never came. I never got it. So now I have my copy. I've secured it. Ryan Davis and the Roadhouse Band, New Threats from the Soul. This is wildly entertaining, irreverent, fun, quirky, country, lyrically and musically, instrumentally? Yeah, whatever. You get it. Instrumentation is unusual. The whole thing just works. It is an awesome record, and I'm so grateful for the recommendation. If you guys feel inspired to listen to it, definitely give that a stream first, because it might not be for everyone. But if you have a penchant like I do for country, then you're okay. Country and folk. These next two were found earlier in the month at a bookstore, a Japanese bookstore. I found this with Mal Waldron and Steve Lacy, mid-80s pressing of, I honestly don't even know how to say this man's name, Hervé de L'Oubli. So Steve Lacy, incredible saxophone player out there, always coupled with or had an affinity for Thelonious Monk. And so he would, here with Mal Waldron, they tackle Epistrophe, one of the great tracks, and that is worth a listen. Now this Japanese pressing I paid $10 for, and it isn't even on Discogs. So very grateful for that. It is pristine with a very cool obi and insert, all in Japanese, which I can't read. The same store also had this, and any chance I can to get the slack key guitarist, Gabi Pahinui, I go for. So off Hula Records from 1960 with Sons of Hawaii, tackling all original material. This is an exquisitely beautiful, folky record in the Hawaiian vein. Honestly, it's perfect. Very happy to have it. I don't have the inner present, but if you saw that little hula girl, that's kind of what's going on the inner. Great. 20 bucks. Very happy to have it. Seemed rare. I think it is rare. I think it is desirable. But yeah, I always go for Gabi Records. Who made the Harold Arlen song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, with his rendition, he says at the beginning, he said, hey, this one for Gabi. That is Gabi as a young man. These next two are kind of hot. We're heating up. These are both upgrades for me. And when I first started collecting, I was very happy with my CDs, and I got records occasionally, but I started really buying records hot and heavy around 2017. And at that time, you could still get Liberty pressings. So I'm talking about Blue Note, of course, and Blue Note records fetch a wild amount of money out on the market and are highly desirable. So now those days of like me not even knowing the catalog, not knowing what I was looking at, I passed over many of those records. So obviously, as the market is white hot, when I find I can upgrade a copy, I do so. So I have a beautiful white B of this record, and now I have a Liberty pressing of Blue Lights, Volume 2 by the great guitarist Kenny Burrell. This is with an Andy Warhol cover. It is gorgeous. The recording itself is a beautiful masterpiece, and this disc is pristine. So I have effectively traded up my copy. This next one, also an upgrade. I once made mention to this record as not being my favorite. It still isn't in his catalog. However, it's pretty damn good. 1983's Swordfish Trombones. Yes, Team Shrink all day. This record is super clean, and it is a much more pleasurable listen when that clean. Wild, starting to get more crazy, irascible style of songwriting, but then he can go into this plaintive, beautiful thing. And you want to talk about powerful lyrics, that would be a bookmark for the future. Be prepared. Study up, bone up on your Tom Waits lyrics, because those are going to get feathered in for certain. Okay, and now the last two. Again, trying to go quickly. Probably one of the most desirable titles for me in the Blue Note catalog. I mean, some of the early stuff, like the Duke Jordan and things like that, those have high marks in my opinion. But this I've been after for a long time. I think I had the 2024 release or whatever, the worldwide release of these new 180 gram records. So how about this? A United Artists that I paid $49.99 for. Beautiful stereo copy. The record honestly is nearly excellent, but the jacket here has got a little bit of ring wear. I can deal with that. Can't play the jacket. So Wayne Shorter, incredible sax player and a really special songwriter. So incredibly poignant music, and that and Juju I still don't have. Both were high on the want list. So I'm very happy with United Artists. Didn't have to break the bank. Very clean. And then this last one broke down right this week. So went to a record store in Orange County and found 1970 Loaded by the Velvet Underground. I'm so happy to have this. This was probably my first interaction with Lou Reed, right? And the Velvet Underground, of course, was hearing Sweet Jane. And the first time you hear Sweet Jane, you're like, oh, give me more. I want more. And then you hear other songs on there, right? What's our opening track? Who Loves the Sun? This album like really got it going for me. So very happy to add this US original pressing. I hope you guys heard the lyric. I definitely said it, from a surprising artist. But that's all. That's how the game will be played. I'll show you records, or I'll do some other format and figure out my editing skills. But look out for funky little lyrics, because they're in there. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.